Shane.
Hey, Michael.
Nice to see you again.
Excellent to see you.
Have I come to the temple of the pedal steel?
You have come to the shrine of the strings.
Just explain why it is that I'm at your house. What conversation did we have somewhere that led to this?
Yes, in the bowels of Triple R.
And you were there to play with Shane O'Mara.
And Rebecca Barnard.
And there was an instrumental that you pulled out in the studio, and I was sitting out in the green room and talking about it with some other musicians of some notoriety. We're going, listen to him play, isn't that a beautiful piece? What do we know of that name of that piece? And we're getting it wrong. We're getting it totally wrong. I said, is it Albatross? No, it's not Albatross.
Albatross.
Is it Telstar? No, it's not Telstar. And then you had to come out, and this is how the conversation began.
That's correct. And of course, it's Sleepwalk by Santo and Johnny.
Now, they're brothers. But the story of this song is very interesting because it happened at 2 o'clock in the morning. This is a true thing.
I assume it was Santo because Santo was a steel player and Johnny was his guitar-playing brother. And they shared a room in the house, the family.
One brother woke the other brother and said, I have an idea for a song. 2 o'clock in the morning. They got up, and they must have very understanding neighbors because they got up at 2 o'clock in the morning and they wrote this song.
And of course, they called it Sleepwalk.
Ladies and gentlemen, Santo and Johnny.
I've done the same thing myself, of course not to that level, but yeah, I used to have a little white upright Yamaha piano that I had right next to my bed, and I remember, like I have a band called Lost Ragas.
Yeah.
And I woke up in the middle of the night, same thing, melody in my head, reached over, played the chords, and that was the song, So it happens.
Which one?
It was Keeping Up With Yesterday.
See, weightlessness is free.
And this is where we got to with that conversation. So we listened to Sleepwalk, we love your rendition. You come out and explain what we had forgotten about, where it came from, who it was, and the story behind it, and how it got made. And then you start talking about this wild instrument that really has only been in the public imagination for a couple of generations, really.
Yeah, pretty much. If you talk lap steels and its history, in Hawaii, which is like late 1800s, I think it's 1885, there was, this dude, Joseph Kyoku. There's a famous story of him walking along the train tracks, and he found a piece of steel, and he had his guitar, and he just started playing it on the guitar. Turned his guitar on his lap and started playing it. That's the story that they say how Hawaiian steel guitar was born.
People from all over the world, every time you talk about Hawaii or Hawaiian music, that's all they can hear is a steel guitar.
So what is the relationship between what is now called the Hawaiian or lap steel and what was happening with bottles and metal bits of pipe on fingers amongst African American blues people?
I guess they were going parallel. Which one was first, I'm not quite sure, but they were doing that in India.
Of course.
Before that.
And continued to do so.
Continued to do so, and extraordinarily. Some of those players are just mind-boggling,
Just demonstrate what it is we're rabbiting on about here in terms of the sounds that link all those instruments and all those cultures together in terms of steel on string and what it is you can produce by doing that.
I have two tunings here. Without the pedals, like the original Hawaiian steel, no notes could move. It's the notes between the notes, really.
Okay.
That's what it's about. Like the human voice, there's nothing like it. It's any instrument that plays the notes between the notes, the violin, the steel guitar like this. You know, that's
Incredibly emotional.
It is, yeah, it is. It's a voice, you know, and it's playing all those notes that we could call the blue notes,
Microtones in some cases.
microtones, yeah. And the fact that are they ever really in tune? What we call in tune, you know, is a human voice ever really in tune?
Oh my God, there's another podcast series coming here soon. So the Hawaiians originate this sound back in the late 1800s. It's acoustic because no one's electrified anything yet.
No.
How does the pedal steel evolve into an electrified version of this?
Okay, so it kind of just plopped along, you know, plopped over into the 20th century, you know, gets to the 1920s, becomes, you know, all the rage of the world. Everybody had to have, it was Hawaiian culture, Hawaiian food, and of course the steel guitar and the ukulele.
Yeah.
All a part of that, you know. I love the ukulele too, by the way, as you can see.
Right over there, sitting on top of the electric Rhodes piano.
And then it was in 1931, 32, the Rickenbacker company, you know, everybody knows the Rickenbacker guitars, you know, perhaps made famous by the Beatles. Everybody, it was that sound, that look.
And the 12-string by Roger McGuinn from the Byrds.
Oh, of course, yeah, who is a pivotal figure in the story of pedal steel, actually, because of the Byrds, Sweetheart of the Rodeo record that was inspirational to a lot of country rock artists.
Orchestra in a Box, the strange, short history of the pedal steel, with one of the instrument's best players, Shane Reilly. Some of the things that make it such a different user experience and listening experience compared to the lap steel are that it's not just fingers and strings, it's legs and feet.
Yeah, it's everything. It's whatever you've got, you throw it at it.
Okay, explain by demonstration. What do you mean?
Okay. So this pedal steel I'm playing here is an Emmons, which is a company started in the 60s by Buddy Emmons, who's famed as being the foremost pedal steel player in the world. That's kind of what he was known as. And he's absolutely a super genius. The way he devised the mechanics of it and everything is unbelievable. But anyway, so
You've got two necks here.
Two necks, each with 10 strings on them.
Each electrified with what is looking like a primeval version of an electric guitar pickup.
Yeah. Oh, I was going to finish the story about the Rickenbacker guitars. In 1931, Rickenbacker launched the very first lap steel guitar, which was the frying pan. If you see one, they look like a frying pan. It's made of metal. Yeah. It's all, you're familiar with these? Yeah, it's a metal and it's round at the end, and they had these horseshoe pickups in them, very famous pickups, and they sound incredible. Ry Cooder stuck them in his Stratocaster to get that sound that he gets, you know, originally, apart from the gold foil one that he liked, but that sound. Anyway, so they put these pickups, and they were the first electric pickups in any kind of guitar. Before electric guitars that we know now, it wasn't until around 36, 37 that they started putting them in guitars, just after that. But anyway, so I've got these two 10-string necks. Each of them have mechanics underneath. They're sitting on top of a cabinet, a square hollowed out box, and that has mechanics that push and pull the strings either higher or lower, sharp or flat, and sometimes in groups, and sometimes singularly. And they are moved by 8, I have 8 pedals and 8 knee levers, so I use all my limbs And on my fingers I have finger picks, and I have a steel bar in my left hand. The steel bar moves up, left and right, or right to left if you're looking at me, and the finger picks are used here on the strings. And in 1951, there was a very famous song called Slowly by Webb Pierce, and it started out with this sound. And people know that sound. That's the sound of the pedal steel. That's like, you can't...
That's the sound of country music.
It's the sound of country music. It's the sound of the pedal steel that didn't exist before that on records. And it goes from the 1 chord to the 4 chords, so from A to a D or any other corresponding key, or E to A. And that's a big part of that sound that we know. And that was the first record.
And to make that happen, Shane, what you were doing, as you say, it's an all-in extravaganza here, because as you were demonstrating and sliding up to that note, which is held right over a fret, you're also pushing on a pedal with your left foot underneath the rig on certain pedals, which are they performing in some ways what happens with a pipe organ?
No, it's more like a harp.
Like a harp, okay.
Yeah. You know how you have pedals on the harp and they raise the strings? If you watch a harp player play, in fact, I devised my own notation system for pedal steel because one didn't exist,
right.
You know. So I just devised it, but I refer back to how the notation system is for harps because they have a pedaling notation.
Right.
And it's kind of similar because although you can improvise anything on the pedal steel, for reading music, for example, sometimes if it gets very complex, you kind of might need to know what pedals might need to be engaged if it's a complex chord or something. And harpists are the same.
Yeah. Are you telling me that you had to devise your own system of pedal steel notation because up until now there is nothing like that written down for other players to follow? No,
not really.
Serious? Like in any...
There's no standardised system of notating what pedals and what knee levers. There's kind of, some people do it this way, some people do it that way, but there's no standard system.
Wow. So... And is that because every instrument can be different because you've got a certain brand and someone else has got another one with different levers, different transposition?
Exactly, Michael. Throughout the history, the pedal steel has just evolved, and each person has kind of added this and added that, and all the models are slightly different. Every player has a slightly different copedant, which is what it's called, the system of notes that raise and lower, and where they are. Like, for instance, a friend of mine, Ben Franz, who's a great player, there's 2 basic systems of playing the E9 setup. One is called the Day setup after Jimmy Day, a very famous pedal steel player, and the Emmons setup, Emmons system. And mine's Emmons, and he plays the Day, and they're backwards.
Show me what you mean.
Oh, the knee levers are reversed. It's kind of like if you get in your car and you're on the wrong side of the car. Like it's American.
Clutch and brake.
Yeah, you've got the brake, you reverse. So imagine getting in a car and the brake is where the accelerator was and the accelerator is where the brake is, and then try and drive that.
Welcome to the world of the pedal steel guitar.
Yeah, you could do it, but you're going to have to really, you're going to be limited a little bit. You couldn't drive really fast straight away. It might take you a while.